Hi there, this is Miss B. It's Friday, January 19th. I'm obviously not here today, but I will be going over your lesson with you. So, instead of doing a warm-up right now, what I would like you to do is make sure that all 4 of these formulas are in your notebook. You are going to need them for the Around the Room and for your homework today and for the test next Wednesday. All right, so when you're looking at area of a trapezoid, make sure you have the parentheses around a plus a, which is base plus base. You have to have an answer to that before you can divide by 2. And if you're plugging it into your calculator, you'll need to type in the parentheses. So we just want to be very careful about that. Calculators are great, but if we don't punch things in correctly, we won't get the correct answer. And then area, as you know, is length times width. Area of a parallelogram, you need that height line. Sometimes it's a dotted line that's dropped down. Sometimes, most times, but not always, it has the right angle mark there to show you that it's the height. And then area of a triangle, half times base times height. That's kind of the technical one. From Wednesday that I prefer doing base times height divide by 2. I think it's easier if I'm doing any calculations in my head to divide by 2 or to cut something in half. But it's also faster to put into your calculator instead of putting in a fraction. So pause the video here until you make sure you have this in your notebook, and then we will continue. All right, we're going to find the area of each of these shapes below. First, we would need to identify what the shape is and what formula we are using for each. So this first one is a parallelogram, which is base times height. So we want to do, our base is 12, our height is 6. They are going to throw this in, but you should remember that we never, ever, ever, ever use a slanty line when we're finding area, only perimeter. Okay, so then you can use your calculator, you can use your multiplication chart, or maybe you just know it, but 12 times 6 is 72, and that would be centimeters squared. Okay, then we're going to go over to the triangle, which my preferred formula is base times height, divide by 2. So our base runs along the bottom, 18. Our height is the straight line dropped from the top. This one didn't have a right angle in here, but if you can see that it's dropped down, that imaginary line, that will always be the height. That is 7, and you divide by 2. You can put that whole thing in your calculator as one equation. So just do 18 times 7, divide 2, equal. And you should get 63 inches squared. All right, last but not least for this is our trapezoid. And I'm just noticing they forgot to add the height. So I'm going to just quickly put this in here for you guys. Sorry. And I think that it was supposed to be 10 meters. Okay, so our formula for area of a trapezoid is base A plus base B. We have to get that answer first, so we need parentheses, divided by 2 times the height. Okay, now let's just fill in our numbers. And remember, the 16 can be A or B, the 26 can be A or B. Doesn't really matter which one. Don't use the slanty lines. Okay, so 16 plus 26 in parentheses, divide by 2 times 10. So I know this is hard because you can't see my calculator, but if your calculator is in front of you, clear your screen. Right above the 8, there should be the beginning parenthesis button. So hit that and then type in 16 plus 26. Right above the 9 is the end parenthesis button. Then right away hit divide 2 times 10 equals for 210 meters squared. All right, so this one is a little bit different. It says a trapezoid has bases that are 18 centimeters long and 12 centimeters long. The area of the trapezoid is 120 square centimeters. What is the height? Hint, what is the formula for area of a trapezoid? So let's write that down first. So you should be doing this in your notebook, not just listening to me and watching me, because that doesn't make you any better at it. All right, so let's fill in what we know. We know that we've got bases of 18 and 12, and we have to divide by 2 times height, which we don't know, and the answer, the area, is 120. So let's figure out what we do know. So clear your calculator, hit the beginning parenthesis above the 8, and do 18 plus 12, end parenthesis, which is above the 9, divided by 2 equals. And that should be 15. So right now we have 15 times the height will equal 120. All right, so what you want to do is you want to think about that. And what is the opposite of multiply? And that would be divide. So to find that missing height, you can do 120 divided by 15, and that on your calculator, if you would like, is 8. All right, here's another one. A trapezoid with an area of 72 square inches is shown. What is the height? So we've got our formula. Now fill in what we know. 6 plus 12, those are our two bases. Divide by 2 times the height equals 72. All right, so go ahead if you'd like, clear your calculator, beginning parenthesis, 6 plus 12, end parenthesis, divide 2, and that is 9. So 9 times the height equals 72. Then we ask ourselves, well, what's the opposite of multiplying? That is dividing. So 72 divided by 9. Hopefully you know what that is, but if you don't, you can use your calculator or you can still use your multiplication chart. But that would be 8 inches for the height. And that would be that one. All right, on this page, what I want you to do, it says which quadrilaterals have an area of less than 25 square inches. Prove how you know. So I want you to do the first one, area of the rectangle, area of the parallelogram, area of the trapezoid, an area of the other rectangle, do all 4 of them, circle which ones have an area that's less than 25 square inches. So I'll need you to pause the video right now, do all that work, then unpause the video and check your work with me, okay? All right, if you did all that work, you would see that it would just be this one and this one that are less than 25. Now that we are done with our lesson for today, what you're going to do next is you're going to get the paper with the squares on it. You're going to do the around the room. You're going to turn it into the wood box, and then you're going to grab the homework sheet, and that will be due on Monday. I'll be back Monday, and your test is next Wednesday. I hope you guys have a really good weekend. Bye-bye.